Hello, everybody. Welcome to Old School Essentials. With me here is the somewhat dark and ominous looking Kangafanga,
Hello, everyone.
Jamie,
Hello.
and Mr. W.
Now half price.
Do we get the top half or the bottom half?
I mean, it depends. It depends which way you go.
Left or right?
Depends
Anyway,
what you're into.
should
What
I
a-
get the
If you like
lights
me
right
for-
now?
If you like me for my beautiful face, then the top half. If you like me for my hair, then the bottom half.
That was a legit question I used to ask people when I was little because I didn't understand that, get the top half, person's going to be alive and can communicate. The bottom half, well, yeah.
Yeah, just a pair of legs.
But I didn't understand that, so there's 4-year-old me. Would you rather have someone's top half or bottom half?
Well, luckily in this fictional world, there is magic, and so
Yes.
getting someone's...
And things
Get-
can have different bottom halves to top halves.
Yeah,
Centaurs.
yeah,
Centaurs, yeah.
and
Groomsbath says, "Here you go, LEDs."
Yeah, I did get
Hello.
these ones.
It's not done a lot, I'll be honest.
Well, it's a lot more comfortable than having
You
those
get
blind
what
me.
you're given.
I don't know.
Give
I
Kanga
think
more then.
For now, I think this is fine. If it gets even darker, I will get those as well.
Oh, by the way, Shadows, I
Mhm.
assume you got my not updated, but like the backup of the character sheet. I sent you.
yeah, I saw that you posted it. I didn't.
Okay,
I
cool,
didn't
yeah.
look through it, but
Yeah, no, I get that.
Okay.
Yeah, good, because it might just be easier for me going on a Word document than an actual character sheet, because
Yep.
it's so annoying.
Yeah, if it works for you, then that's good.
Okay. Mija is here as well. Hello.
Hello.
Says Elisa. Hello, guys.
Hello.
So
Right.
last time
On.
you ventured into some woods, and the woods may or may not have been haunted by giant squirrels, and
Mutant squirrels.
yeah,
Well,
you found your friend who had made some discoveries himself.
young Basson.
And you escorted him out of the woods safely, fighting a singular goblin who had apparently stolen some things and was trying to cross the border with them. Unfortunately for him, he decided to attack you rather than trying to surrender or any other option, which didn't end very well for him.
We never found out his name.
You did not find out his name. However, you did bring him.
I think we had other priorities.
Yeah, you didn't find out his name. However, you did bring him. And
Oh,
Yeah,
You placed him outside,
sitting
didn't you?
outside the tavern,
Mhm.
looking like he's drunk.
so young Basson was staying with his sweetheart in her family's house. Meanwhile, you went to an alehouse and asked to sleep somewhere. You were
on the
granted,
floor, basically.
yeah, you were granted a corner, given some blankets, and there are a few other people who are also sharing the floor with you. People who didn't fancy walking home who knows how many miles in the stormy night. So, before we get into it, let's go through the characters again, just to remind everybody. So, first one in the list is Amari.
Elven cleric who I still need to come up with some actual backstory. For now, she is a blank slate who is building her personality as we go.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Nice.
And then we have Tobias.
Tobias Gorson is a dwarven paladin who's actually currently off duty. He's fine after a long time. He's managed to actually book off time to enjoy the festivals that are coming in. Is it 2 days or 3 days? 3 days, I think.
Well, that depends on if it's after midnight or not. But yeah,
Oh.
basically 3 days. Well, 2
3
days-ish
days.
since it's the night.
I do have a backstory, but I'm hoping to integrate it. Integrate it into the story so it can come out more naturally rather than just trying to crowbar it in.
Good. Especially since I don't think you've brought a crowbar. And then we've got Lenrost.
I have a sword.
Yes, Lenrost Kittlwash. Kittlwash, that is a human acrobat who, well, he grew up climbing cliffs and is now living on his own in Copper's Shale like the other players, and he's making his living selling food from his crops as well as tightrope walking in the town, which gets him a bit of money.
Good. Thank you.
Sure.
That thank you was directed at all of you, by the way.
Yeah. Cool.
So,
No, if we're going to sleep, it is now the day of Kepler. Or Kepler.
Ooh.
yes, I'll... 1 second. I just need to open up a file. I shall be but a moment.
Look at you, all unprepared.
Not all unprepared. Just somewhat unprepared. There we go. I'll just use the paragraph symbol to denote which... Actually, I'll just use the... Yeah, there we go. And just because this is the first time the day changed, I realized I didn't have a symbol for which day you're currently on, but there we go.
Track, don't you worry.
Yes, but I should too. So,
is that what you don't want us to split the party? You can't be bothered to keep a track of what everyone's doing at different times.
No, I don't want you to split the party because 1, it's far more likely that you're going to die horribly, and 2, it'll just take ages for anything to get done. And other people will just be watching while someone else is having a scene that they're not in. So, the scene is this lumber cabin, basically. It is someone's home. It has the ground floor and then a first floor above that. Out back are
Tavern,
some...
Tavern, isn't it, rather than someone's house?
It's an ale house. So it is someone's house, where on the ground floor... Yeah, no, it's someone's house, and they do ale brewing in the back in a shed. And then when a new batch is ready, they put a sign out front, and they'll invite people into a large ground floor space reserved for this, where people can drink. So, which, by the way, ale houses were an actual thing in medieval times, for example. So, it has now been several hours since the lights were doused and everybody went to sleep. Snoring coming from several people in the room. But the sounds of the wind and the rain and the thunder outside are far louder and more attention-grabbing than the snoring. However, being safe inside this seemingly securely built structure also kind of makes it soothing in a way.
Seemingly,
yes. So the dark space occasionally is filled with flashes of light from lightning bolts outside. As
keep it down.
That kind of goes in through the shutters, through the slits in the shutters, and at some point you kind of half wake up. It's that sort of feeling when you are awake enough to realize that you're actually laying down and that you are/were sleeping, but you're not fully alert yet, because you hear something just outside, something big moving around. occasionally bumping into the wall. You hear scratches. You hear kind of a deep, almost like growling or snarling sort of thing.
Uh-oh.
And unless you want to investigate, you probably won't be able to see what it is.
Are there no windows?
Peeking out the window?
There are windows with shutters closed, but you could peek through the slits if you want, if you were to get up.
Yeah. Let's look up.
You want to get up?
With
Do
my
we
arm
have
up.
to?
You don't have to. But
Are
you...
we all in the same room?
Yes, it's all just the downstairs room where ale is
We're literally
served.
just lying on the floor.
So is
Okay,
everyone awake?
it's like growling and scratching.
Yes, on the outer walls.
And something big outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like we hear footsteps, I assume.
Everybody
Yeah.
hears that, right?
Everybody here is
Oh,
awake, yeah?
Room's fast as Emmy Schuster. Am I too quiet?
Well,
Let me chill out.
I've got Discord on regular 100% with compressor on.
Can you turn Emichu specifically up some more?
I was just whispering.
Yeah, that was a deliberate whisper just then.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's just
No, you're already on 200%. I can't turn you
Okay,
specifically up.
I've moved my mic a little bit closer.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Does everyone hear that? Outside.
Yes.
Yes, it sounds large.
And not very friendly.
At this
I don't know.
At this point, you hear what sounds like snapping
Oh no.
and kind of tearing sounds.
What's that?
Oh God.
Does anyone want to look outside?
All right.
Okay.
I'll get up.
Not go outside. Just have a look
Yeah.
through the window.
So
Well,
also I did increase.
Is the door open?
I did increase the computer audio on OBS in general, so
Okay.
maybe that'll
Okay,
help.
good.
hopefully. I
So-
get up
Yep, you get up.
and I walk to the wing. Is it shutters?
Tiptoe.
Yep, windows with shutters. The shutters
Okay.
are on the outside.
On the out.
To the window.
So is it like, do they hinge open?
Yes, but they have
Okay.
been closed.
From the outside, so
Yes.
you can't open them.
Look through the slat.
You can
maybe.
yeah,
look
you
through
can
the
look
slats,
through the gap between them.
Okay. I
Yeah, look
attempt
at
to
this
do that.
Yep. You look out, and
Mhm.
it's really quite difficult to see because it's it's stormy. There are no stars, no moonlight, but you do see shapes and silhouettes.
Mm.
And I'm gonna need a wisdom check.
Wait, shapes.
Oh.
I mean, just in general, just shapes of
okay,
things.
A wisdom check just from Kanga.
Well, yes, just from Lenros, because Lenros the one who's
Okay.
currently looking.
Oh no,
That's-
wisdom
What, did
check.
that
In normal-
succeed?
in-
That's good. That's good.
It's an 8.
Did it succeed?
Wisdom. Just
That's a
about. Actually, no.
Oh.
It's hold on.
It's
Yes, below,
at
below.
at or below.
Oh no.
It's. I have a 7 in wisdom.
It did not succeed.
It's my
okay.
it's my worst.
Mm.
It's my worst
Oh
stat.
dear.
So yeah, you can see something. You can see a black silhouette thing moving. It seems large. Can't really tell more than that.
Can you see it? Can you see anything?
It's.
I
I
will
can.
I will point out that elves and dwarves have
Oh,
dark
yes,
vision.
infravision.
Yeah,
I-
infravision.
We're asking the human.
I say. I can pretty much just say what we just heard. Not
Do you
anyone
want us to come have a look?
Let's have a look.
that might help you.
Okay.
Do I need to lift Tobus up?
No. It is not necessary in this instance. If Tobus were a gnome, then yes.
What's that Gimli quote about a box?
Actually, I do
What's the
have.
quote? Anyway,
I mean, you look up first.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
dig through the
you-
slats.
yeah.
Do you need a wisdom check for me as well?
Since you have got dark vision, no, yeah, it's
Okay. It's infravision and it is.
yeah, it's 60 feet, I
60.
believe. Yep.
60 feet, yeah.
It's dark vision in the same way that most snakes, or some snakes, have dark vision, for example.
Yeah.
So, looking through the gap, you see, of course, in kind of flickery black and white, because it's just heat vision, basically. You see... Actually, can you look through glass? You can't look through glass with heat vision, can you? No, you
Glass?
can't.
Oh, can you not?
Glass...
Where-
No,
where-
Are
no,
they
glass
glass
blocks
slats?
the heat. It's glass, panes. You just see the
Ah.
glass.
Shoot.
Although...
It looks like a big something or other. Right up
You
against
just see
window.
the glass with heat vision. The glass would be
Opaque.
opaque. Sorry.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like it's a big thing right against the window.
Okay. Does Amari just have normal dark vision?
No, it's
Rather
both.
than
It's both infravision.
fuck's sake.
Okay. Is the door locked?
No.
Can we go
That-
check?
There is
No, it's
there
not.
there is a cast iron bar that's been pushed across the latches to have it locked. You could push it
Okay.
open, and then the door would open.
Okay. Want to just very
I wouldn't recommend it.
slowly and quietly.
No.
Just
Okay.
gonna just.
1 second.
Hold on. I've got an oil lantern.
No. No.
Hold on, I've got to just get up the right page. 1 second.
Oh no,
Please not.
he's getting up the right page in the monster manual. As you go in, as I whisper with repeated sounds of distress, and as you, I assume, just keep going and unlatch the door, I'm just going to also just pick up my sword just to be ready.
Okay.
I know it's Ted, but we can't have something taking that goblin away.
So
Why?
It's disrespectful to the dead.
He
As-
tried to kill us.
so-
Who gives a damn?
at this point,
Are you sure?
I'll see ya. VGR's off. Goodbye.
Oh, bye, VGR.
Probably
At this point, one of the other people in the room, who's a
I
gnome.
just say, Kango, your webcam froze for a second, so it looked like you teleported to the other side of the screen.
So,
nice.
so one of the other people in here, a gnome, so a small figure, much smaller than a dwarf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Quite stocky. Kind of shakes his head a little as he begins to wake up and sees you sneaking around, and he looks like he's about to speak. Do you want to intervene at all?
Who sees him? Where's he?
Oh, he's
we
just
all
on the
see
floor.
him.
Cover his mouth.
Really?
He's
I'll
about to talk.
I'll be the one. I'll be the one to do it, being as I am a man of the law, and he'd notice, and he'd probably feel more comfortable seeing me do it, and think there's a good reason for it than just
Then a pretty
Then to-
elf.
cut. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's all a dream. Go back to sleep.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to cover his mouth with one arm, and then put my finger to my lips
Okay.
with my other.
Arm. Arm.
My hand to
Yeah.
his mouth, and
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
cover my.
Okay. So
Yeah, my finger
He
to my lips,
seems-
and go on.
he seems startled, but he does, like, at this point he's just woken up. He doesn't really know what to do yet. He's just
It is. I'll say this.
Yeah.
I'm whispering, but I'll
Sure.
say it differently so people can hear. Sorry about that, but I don't know if you can hear anything outside. But it is imperative that we are quiet. Listen.
You hear the sounds of the big thing as it kind of leans against the wood, and you hear some slight creaking of the wood as well.
God.
So yeah, he seems
And then
terrified
I go
now. And while this is happening, Amari, you said you open the door slightly?
Just very, 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 very,
Okay.
very.
So
Hold on. Out of character, could we go upstairs and have a look outside from
it's bit too late for that because the action was already declared.
The action is
So-
in play.
The iron
Oh,
bar,
no.
you slowly pull the iron bar over, then open the door slightly, look
More
around,
mischief.
and there you see in flickering tones of black and white, as you see it with your heat vision, a huge shape, a mass of fur and claws, as you see a really large bear
Oh,
currently digging into the corpse of the goblin,
oh god.
breaking apart bones and tearing away bits and eating. And you can see as it looks over to the side, you can see what little light there is reflecting in its eyes, making the eyes look like they're glowing white.
Okay,
Just smile and wave and come back in it.
Treat very slowly, very, very slowly. See?
Okay? Do you lock the door?
Yes.
Okay.
And bar.
Right.
And lean back against it, panting.
Okay.
Okay,
What did you
Well-
say?
there is a big bear desecrating the body of that goblin.
Oh, goodness me.
The the
The most British happening thing. Goodness me.
Oh my.
at this point the gnome seems almost quite beginning to panic and kind of looking around the room at possible, like, to look at possibilities of what he could do or where he could go.
Look. I never thought I'd utter it. I never thought I'd say this phrase, but it's only a bear. It's not a goblin. It's not a troll or anything like that. It's not one of the mountain people. We
Thomas,
should be fine.
Thomas.
Who's eating a goblin?
it's bloody huge, as Len Ross here would say.
Okay, roll charisma.
Who?
Me?
Tobus.
Okay, I've got an 11 in charisma, so that's not too bad. Oh, for exploration, I had
My
a 2 and
fairy
6
lights have just turned
cancellation
on.
at door.
Yay.
They are wishing you luck.
Aw.
What if the bear sees those?
Oh no.
So an 11. Ooh, just
Okay.
about.
You just succeeded. So, as the
One of the
calming
mountain people.
the calming figure of the paladin in armor, still whispering, but still a calming presence in the room, you prevent the gnome from doing something rash.
Stupid.
Yes.
You're good.
And after a little while, the sounds stop. And you don't hear anything for a while. Do you want to have another little look?
How long is a while?
About 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, you know what, yeah.
The bear is gone, and so is most of the goblin. It looks like there are little bits left, although you can't really tell much because it's just black and white and heat vision.
Oh no.
But yeah,
We're gonna have to clean that up.
Oh god.
So-
yeah.
with that,
Let's go back to sleep
you
then.
want to go back to sleep?
I might stay up for just a little bit longer, just keeping watch for like half an hour or more, just in case.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll be able to sleep after that.
So,
Don't worry, you two. I'll wake you up if anything else happens.
Thank you.
right. So, you go back to sleep. Tobias keeps watch. And the rest of the night passes without further events.
Good.
So let's see about the weather.
God damn it,
Let's see,
Kango.
let's see if it improves. Apparently the weather does not improve at all.
Why goddammit, Kango?
Why dang it can go?
What?
Because Kango was the one who insisted that we bring the goblin here.
At least, hold on. At least the bear got a snack now and won't come after us.
Well, the bear now...
Unless
Go on.
So I was going to say, but now he's going to be like, oh, people leave their dead goblins out here. Delicious.
Oh no!
I love
That's
the
right.
accent you've given the bear.
This is where I'll stay from now on.
Is you square?
Oh, this is where I get food. This is a really nice buffet here.
The food is gonna be in. The food
So-
is gonna be in a The food's gonna be in a picnic basket.
Mhm.
Nah.
So
Can I take this?
Oh,
the morning
Oh,
comes.
Yogi.
So the morning comes, and you are awakened by the owner of this alehouse walking down the stairs, and he claps his hands, says, "Everybody, rise and shine." Looks over, and listens to the rain. Says, "Oh, rise and rain, whatever. Need to get up anyway."
Fellas, should we tell him about the bear?
I think so.
Because he's going to see the goblin.
Yeah, best to warn him now.
But before you open that door, sir,
Hold on.
Yes. What is it?
there might be a bit of a grisly sight out there.
No, grizzly bear.
Listen, you.
Says, "What do you mean?"
Well, how common are bears here?
Looks at you suspiciously.
No,
Says-
this not a trick question. I promise.
At this time of year, food's plenty in the woods, lots of berries, roots, animals. Usually keep
What?
to the mountains.
What about a really, really, really big one?
I haven't heard any reports. What happened to you? What's going on? As he goes over to the door.
Don't look out yet.
Wait.
We're going to tell you first, so you don't get a shock. Alright? Yesterday, we're in the woods, up in the Whistling Woods. We encountered, where it was dusk, encountered a little goblin. He attacked us, alright? In self-defense, killed him. We
At this point, the gnome says, "There was a big bear outside last night, and I think it was chewing on something."
that was
and
the goblin.
At this point, by the way, I did come up with a name for the guy.
Bartender?
There's no bar
Oh,
here.
the ale tender.
His name is Terras. So Terras.
Okay.
Thank you.
So he thinks for a moment and then just opens the door, goes outside. It's still pouring down, strong winds. Says, you see the look on his face turn to one of disgust. Wait, so you brought a stinking goblin corpse into town.
We'll clean it up.
Right, well, you better get to it. I don't want scaring off people. Who would you want to go into an alehouse if you saw that out there?
We wouldn't, right? That's fair. We were gonna put it away in the morning, all right? Just
deal with it.
You just
Just
say
deal
the
with
night.
it.
It's fine.
Just deal with it, please.
Will do.
Okay. So,
And okay, so, we're in the same town as Bassin, aren't we?
yes, you're in Smokeley.
At the moment. Okay, cool. Because I want a word with him at some point.
Yeah. Sure.
Want a word with you, mister?
By the way,
Probably waiting to like get breakfast and a drink before going to do that.
yeah. By the
Because
way,
I know how you want to keep us all together.
Jamie, I know that you picked Chandler as your secondary skill. Is that something that you kind of would be doing in your spare time? Like maybe you know some butchers or beekeepers or around who you
Sorry.
buy some lard or wax from to make candles that you sell, or
Yeah, I think like make little, the little mini, tiny little candles in the shape of things
like bears,
you can
yeah.
get.
Yeah.
Something like that, just like little, not ones for like, be funny, not ones for practicality, but ones that are more pretty.
Okay.
Ones that you wouldn't
Okay.
actually burn down.
Yeah, in real life, I have a snowman little mini candle that I've had for 4 years, and I bring it out every Christmas, and I never burn it
Oh.
because it feels like murder. So I don't want to melt the snowman.
Oh.
You want to melt a snowman?
No,
So-
I really don't.
Okay, good to know. Right.
Right.
So, in the interest of time, let's say that you deal with a mess outside. You
Sure.
you get shovels, things. You deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the street is empty. You do see that there are still people over by the charcoal mounds because that has to be tended to. If that is not tended to, then days' work and a whole lot of wood is wasted, ruined, gone. So that has to be tended to even in this weather. So that's what's happening. You see, as you're walking, I'm assuming you said you wanted to talk with Bassin, so I'm assuming that's where you're going?
I would like to, yes.
Okay,
What
are
do you-
all of us going?
Well, I would assume that you're sticking together unless you have a specific
Yeah.
reason to split apart.
It shouldn't. I mean, it shouldn't take too long, so I don't mind going out whilst the others are having breakfast and we'll
No,
clean
we'll
up stuff
come
and
with
then
you. We'll
talk.
come with you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Good. So, you get over there,
Hmm.
and yes, do you knock on the door, or
Yes.
you knock on the door, and the door is opened by Ethel, the woman, and
The donkey.
and
The woman.
she sees you and says, "Oh, come in, please. Get out of the rain."
Thank you.
Thank you
I assume
kindly.
Bassin's in.
Yes, Bassin, he's upstairs.
Wonderful. I just like a word with the lad, if possible.
Yes, go upstairs. He's decent.
Goes up.
Yep. You.
Knock on the door again.
He says, "Come in."
Go in.
Yep. He's just sitting.
We all just go.
He's just sitting on a chair by the window,
Hmm.
going over his sketches, and looks like he's trying to sort the symbols that he sketched from the stone.
How are you feeling after last night?
Oh, I had a great night's sleep. Thank you so much.
I thought he was going to say something else then.
I feel invigorated, and I greet the day with joy.
Good.
Good to hear.
How did you sleep then?
Slept all right. We
Well,
did.
about that.
On the
I mean,
the
do you want
cold
to tell the
floor.
story?
Well, I think
was-
Tobias originally wanted to talk to him, so.
Go on.
Well, yeah. We did we did have a little incident with a bear outside, but it was all fine. None of us were harmed.
Were any of
But I just wanted to-
the charcoal carriers harmed?
Not to my knowledge, and we didn't hear. None of the local police force came, so I think it should be fine.
It was just.
Actually, yes, that's the point. We should check that out
So
at some point.
it was a huge bear at night right outside the ale house, and he had a bit of a snack on the goblin we brought there.
Oh, the poor goblin.
Well,
Yes,
it was
the
dead out.
reports
It was
exactly.
true. At least the bear didn't
And-
kill him.
It seemed to also. I don't know if it damaged the tavern, not the tavern, the ale house, but it seemed to possibly maybe we should have a look at that actually too.
Oh yeah.
Very well. Do you need my
Uh,
assistance with this, or
But I just wanted to sort of clarify something.
by all means?
Of course, even though I am off duty, I do still feel obliged to let the local guards know about the goblin tracks in the woods. All of those incidents have to be reported and have to be studied and examined. Regarding your research, is this something that you would prefer to pursue privately, or would you like me to inform the guards and see if they can get some funding or some help?
I don't really know what the Order of Peace would do with this. If you think that it might help in their investigations, of course I'm willing to share this information. But what we need is a learned scribe, a linguist.
An academic source, yeah.
Yes, one who is open to more unusual discoveries than the people I've spoken to in Stormwatch.
Very well. I'll keep my eye open. All I ask is that if you come across anything that has even the slightest potential of danger or inflicting harm on others, you tell the Order of Peace immediately. Is that understood?
Well, yes, I know what you mean, but there could be instances where there might be important things to do first.
Nothing's more important than the safety of others. I've learned that over the many years I've been doing this. And no scientific study is worth the death or harm of any innocent person. And besides,
yes. we are in agreement there, of course.
And besides, I don't think your missus would be too pleased with me if I let you die, would you?
At that point, you hear a little giggle from outside the room.
Right. Well, it's sorted. I'll keep an eye out for any academic sources, and I will let you know if I come across anything.
Thank you. I will be, if the weather improves, I'll be going towards Trollend for the coming festivities. So I'll see you then on the feast grounds.
Very likely, yes.
See you then.
All right.
See you then, and thank you again.
Okay. So, does anyone have anything else they would like to do here? Or anywhere in town?
I think we were going to check the side of the tavern, just in case that's something we have to pay out for.
Mm-hmm. Everything seems intact. You can see some of, a little bit of the wood may have been, slightly chipped, but no real damage.
Right. Well, I personally need to get back to Coppershell to inform the guards of the goblin tracks and inform them of their exact location and if they, need to do anything with it.
Right.
Is there anything else that anyone else needs to do? This is okay.
Need to visit a temple.
Okay.
To return the holy symbols that were stolen.
Oh yes, and the funds as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Is there a holy temple in Coppershell?
Hold on, let me just quickly double check my map.
Or is there a holy shrine in Smokeley?
I mean, there are shrines around the place and along the roads.
Yeah, but we need to give it to someone.
Yeah, so you would so each community has a council of the oldest member from each species living there, from elves, dwarves, humans, gnomes, and each of the oldest members comprise the council for that community, who decide on kind of what projects should be of importance, or where basically to decide on things on a community level. And so they would probably be the best to give this over to, if indeed you believe that it was taken from here.
So where is
It
that?
must be somewhere.
Hmm?
Somewhere nearby.
Yeah.
So is there one of those in this village, or is it?
Yeah, there would be.
Ah, shoot. Okay, right. Let's go to the village. The elder then.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm assuming you ask around a bit for.
Yeah.
Okay, so you ask around a bit, and as it turns out, Terras is on the council. He's actually the human representative there, which is maybe slightly odd because he doesn't seem that old, but apparently he is.
Okay, so should we go to him then?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
put
go
Lon
back to the alehouse. You find him, and he asks if you would like a drink.
See, I'm really struggling with the voice. I can't think of a voice.
You don't have to do a voice if you're struggling.
I want to do a voice, but I don't have the voice. I do the voices all the time. Ah.
Don't beat yourself up about it. You can try things out if you want.
I have, and they all failed. I'm
You
trying.
could make a list of
Do
voices.
the-
a list of
do-
possible voices.
Do the Russian voice you did for Car.
I do that for every character.
You could. So-
Russian Karere.
You could make a list of voices you consider for the character, and then at the start of each session you could just roll a die and then just try. Seriously,
Oh
though,
my
I think
god.
it might
I mean, it's a
help.
great character trait.
It
but-
would be fun if slightly
No,
confusing
I mean,
for people.
until you have one that you're happy with. I mean,
Because I can do the ooh one, but I don't want her to sound like a baby.
That would be a contradiction.
mix that with
Exactly.
the Russian accent.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. A
God.
Russian accent. No, that's
I
bad.
had no idea what he just said. Anyway, so he asked you, do you want a
If we-
drink?
Yes, please.
Okay. Gonna pay a silver for it.
That is fine. How many gold is it to?
It's
how,
10.
How many silver is it to a gold?
10.
Tempted to just give him a gold, not have to worry about the change.
I mean, if you would rather not have the extra encumbrance
It's-
of having to
it's-
carry around extra...
Maybe.
It's like
Yeah.
in the previous game where you gave
Yeah.
a
Oh,
lot of
You're
God.
money.
always so
A lot of
generous.
money.
Okay, okay. Now I am a paladin, so I've got reason to be generous. So yeah,
Oh,
I will
yeah.
give him. Yeah. I'll give him a gold piece and tell him to not worry about the change.
Ah. Does this pay for all of your drinks?
Go on then.
Very well.
Suppose so.
Just tapping a new keg. And he goes about putting a tap into new, again, getting out ale into mugs, giving you them. Says, what prompts such fine and respectable folk as yourselves to drink this early of the day? Or are you planning to not do any work today because of the rain?
Well, we've got some things to do. I suppose it's a little pick me up before we properly start. I suppose.
A fine choice.
You know what?
Cheers.
I'm gonna do a posh British voice. You know what?
Go on.
Go ahead.
Go on.
Go on then.
Be like Jacob Rees-Mogg. Go on.
Perfect. You'd be like opposite poles, like Kango's voice and your voice. Then that'd be great.
If I can
And I
do
fe-
it well, if I can do it.
Yeah,
And
Even
I
if
feel
you
like
can't
I'm
do
in
it
the
well,
middle of-
go ahead.
And I feel like I'm in the middle. I've got a slightly deeper voice, but I also speak a little bit. You know, I'm not fully posh, but I'm not fully like chavvy or anything.
You're fully not posh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Flipping hell,
That wasn't very
I'm
posh.
looking forward to this.
Right, go on. It's fine.
Scone and crumpets, here we go.
Hey, whatever works. Don't make fun of it.
No, sorry.
Well, whilst we were out having a little
Don't worry, don't beat yourself up about it. Just try it out, and if it's fun to do, continue. If it's not fun to do, then just use your normal voice or do something different. There's no pressure here.
we found loot from a goblin, and there happens to be some holy symbols,
Huh. Right.
and we're trying to find the correct place to deposit.
I'm assuming you want to return this loot to its rightful owners?
Is that not what I just said?
That's right.
Good. Well, you can leave it with me. I'll ask around, and if people are missing these things, I'll return it.
Could.
Oh, go on.
Well, he's on. You said he was on the council.
But that's what people told you, yes.
Okay, I believe that.
So I say, it's a good idea, although, what if someone just says, yeah, it's mine, just because they want it?
Trust me, my friend. I will make sure that those who get it are trustworthy and that any claims are substantiated, and if there's a conflict, then we will have to investigate matters further.
Alright. Thank
Good.
you.
So, you hand over the sack.
Yes.
Okay. You hand over the sack. Who takes it? Looks in, picks something out, puts it back in, closes it, and he says, "Be back in a moment." Walks upstairs. After a minute or so passes, he walks back down without the sack. Says, "You made the right choice. It fills my heart to see such honest people. Although I should not be surprised considering that a paladin of the Order of Peace is with you, and a cleric. Generally upstanding folks."
I think the Peaks would have my head if I attempted anything to nick gold or anything like that.
Fear is a strong motivation.
Well, they also. I mean, forgive me if this is a little sloppy, but they did practically save my life, so I feel like the least I can do is be a decent person on their behalf.
That rings true in my ears. Very well. Enjoy your
Good.
drinks. If you need anything, I will be outside tending business. So
Thank you.
he
Thank you
then
again.
leaves to go out the back door. Roomspot says, "I wouldn't trust him."
Yeah.
Oh well, we have, and it's too late now.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
So yeah.
I've got a big sword and armor, and if need be, I can just burst in. And
So
I've got a +2 to strength. Or yeah.
So you finish drinking, and then now what's the plan?
I mean, I need to go to Copper Shell to. Okay, so where is like the main, like the main sort of guard place? Is it Copper Shell? Being as that's where I live, and that's why I would have recruited.
So the kind of headquarters where they have
Yeah.
an armory and things like that is in Trollend, which is about an hour 20 minutes on the road from Coppice, so about 3 miles. It's 3 miles northwest from Coppice.
Is that closer or further away than Copper Shell?
So
Other way.
yeah, because where you are, the road going west goes through Coppice Shale, and then another 3 miles down the road along the coast is Trollend, which is one of the two larger settlements here.
Is this the first? Being as I mean, I've been a guard for a while. I probably know this. Is this the first time that a goblin has kind of actually taken like malicious action?
No, I mean
It's not, okay,
Yeah,
right.
I mean, raids from the mountain people are not that uncommon. Usually they don't result in violence. Usually it's just sneaking around, stealing stuff, or stealing livestock or like crops, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's not that uncommon. But there we go. But it's usually individuals who do this. It's usually not
Right.
organized
A planned
groups
attack.
it's usually individuals who go out on their own
Volition.
out of their own volition and try their luck at raiding stuff.
So what is the grid size on Roll20?
On this map, it's 3 miles a hex.
So how far is Trollend from Coppice Shale again? How
We may
far
as well
away is
go into
Trollend
Copper
from
Shell if we're
Coppice Shale?
passing it.
It is 3 miles. It's basically 1 hex
Northwest?
northwest. Yes.
Oh.
No, not that direction.
No idea why that appeared like that.
Okay, so are you gonna head over to Trollend then? Especially 1 second. Especially since the kind of big festivities of the solstice festivals are in the fields around Trollend and in the Wendings, which is the kind of large flat area around Stormwatch in the north. So those two areas, that's where most of the celebrations are going to be happening anyway.
Sure, and the largest towns are probably where the most where the most amount of things are. By that I mean various like institutes and things like that. Because I'm gonna try and have a look for some more academic sources for Bassin's
Sure.
research,
Sure.
and I do want to actually be able to join the festival if possible as well.
Yeah.
Which is in what, tomorrow or in 2 days? 2 days time.
It is in
let's
2
have a-
days' time.
In 2 days time. Okay. So yeah, I'm up to nipping into Copper Shell before we go to Trollend, being as we're passing it anyway.
Sure.
But I don't mind but I also don't mind if other people want to go straight to Trollend.
I mean, the road goes through Coppice Shale, so if you want to do something
Yeah.
there, it's not out of the way.
Yeah, can do.
Yeah.
So everybody ready to go?
Let's go.
Sure.
Okay. So, after quite a while walking, slowed down by the heavy winds and downpour, you can, as you're looking out to the ocean, even through all the rain and fog in some places, you can see tall waves and you can hear them crashing against the cliffs. As you skirt the Whistling Woods and you head westwards, you come to Coppice Shale and you pass the actual coppices. So that's when trees are cut at a certain length over and over and over again to produce malleable, bendable wood for use in fences or things like that. So, yeah, you get there, you see a few people rushing between houses or things like that, but not really anyone's out in the muddy street in the rain.
Is there like a guard quarters here, or is it just various guards like stationed around?
Well, it is. Actually, hold on.
Basically, I'm almost wondering if
Okay,
there's like
given-
a head, if there's like a headquarters
Yeah.
at Copper Shell, and then just various sort of stations.
There's not a headquarters, but there are usually a
Outposts.
couple of guards posted here who.
Right. Well, there's no point telling an individual guard. I can tell it to the person closer to the top that I can get, and then they can plan, like they usually
Also,
do.
by the way, I know we didn't explicitly go over this, but I assume that you did get some like wooden blocks from basin for the carvings,
Oh yeah,
because
yes.
that's what
That's
you.
what we originally met
Yeah.
him
So
for.
I'm,
yeah.
I'm assuming that because he would have given you
Yeah,
some
yeah.
for free because of your
We
heroics.
saved his life.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming that that's what's happening.
So, yeah, sure.
Right.
Um,
So is there anything anyone would like to do in Copper's Shale, or do you want to continue on to Trollend?
Trolling.
okay.
Right. Okay.
Is there so the market's gone from yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So as you begin to exit Copper's Shale, you look over to your left and you can see the magic tower violently kind of it's slanting that way and then it gets pushed over that way, slants there and then knocks
Oh,
and like pivoting on its base on the cliffs. And it's quite a dramatic sight. But then again, it's always done that in storms.
It's always the dramatic side.
Yeah. So you eventually come to Trollend, and at this point it's getting kind of late morning, kind of midday-ish. Trollend is a sizable town. It has old defensive walls that haven't been used in a long time. The gates are always open, but it has walls around it. The houses and buildings inside are quite packed quite close together. Most of the buildings are built of brick and have kind of slate like shingles, like roofing. A lot of overhangs as well over alleyways and streets, and lots of cobbled streets around the place. There's a river running through the center of town with one main bridge that the road, that the east-west road crosses on its way to Craggle Heath, which is quite a bit further west in the Nanny Downs. And there's also a main road that goes north. This is the road that passes in the valley between the two peaks and goes north to Stormwatch on the northern coast. As you enter, there are plenty of people around carrying things, doing work like repairing window shutters or carting things around, doing things that have to be done, although they look like they really don't enjoy doing it at the moment as they're in the pouring rain.
And very wet.
So, you are now in Trollend. There are temples. You said you wanted. Do you still want to go to temples, or was that ticked off by leaving all the stuff with the?
We were ticked off by the
Ticked off. Okay.
terrorists.
Ticked off.
Good. So there is a temple structure here. If you did want to visit it for some reason, there are quite a few inns and taverns. There are shops selling a lot of different items. There's a mechanics shop selling clocks and all sorts of intricate mechanical devices for entertainment. There's a herbalist store, and there's also a lore teller's
Hatch.
it wouldn't be a shop.
Do
It
you
would
mean-
be like
you mean like
a lore teller's place.
You mean like a fortune teller?
No, lore teller. Someone who an orator who memorizes stories and then passes them on and tells them
Oh,
for
right.
a little bit of money, like a bard in the classical sense.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's basically a sizable town with all the things that you would generally find in a sizable town.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting. Do we want to go to the temple?
We don't
Wait.
need to.
I mean, I need to get to the guard headquarters to inform them
Yep.
of the goblin, and also that bear. Is that just like big? Is it just, oh, that's a big bear, or is it like, oh, that's big even for a bear?
I don't know how many bears you've seen, but it seems like a large bear, even for a bear, but naturally so.
Okay,
It doesn't
okay.
seem
That's
like
what I wanted
it
to-
doesn't seem like there's
Unnaturally large.
it doesn't seem like there's a supernatural element to it.
Okay, good, because otherwise I'd have another thing to
size.
mention. So good.
Okay, so you want to go to the guards,
I
the
do.
Order of Peace the Order of Peace headquarters, which is
Yes.
in the. It's above the gatehouse on the outer wall on the northern, the road that goes to the north. So it's above the gatehouse.
What's that, sorry?
The headquarters, the Order of Peace
Okay.
headquarters in Troland. So is everybody going there, or do you want to split up? I mean, there's really no point at the moment in splitting up because things have to be done in
No.
sequence anyway, IRL. So
Yeah.
I agree.
yeah, that accent. Do that accent.
Actually, which one did you do in the first session?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So, do you all want to go there?
Yes.
Okay. So, you make your way through the cobbled streets, rivers of rainwater flowing across through the gullies, and you eventually make your way there. There's a long staircase up to the battlements of the wall that you've got to go up, and then there's a door there that leads into this building that's kind of built on top of the actual gate. It's kind of the top of the gatehouse. It's on the wall, basically. So, yeah. You knock, and the door is opened. There are several fighters there, all in the armor. You are welcomed in. Now, the head of the Order of Peace here is a female dwarf by the name of Borance. So Borance, Borance.
Head of the Order of Peace, or head of just this headquarters?
Well, head of the Order of Peace here. She's
Say that again.
Borance,
Yeah.
Borance.
Okay. Thank you.
Sounds like an element.
Borancium, yeah.
Wait, what? Wait, there was a roll. Wait, what?
No,
That wasn't me.
Oh.
It was a message.
Don't scare everybody like that.
I'm sorry. Didn't think it would make a noise.
So, as you come in, I was just looking out of the window over the northern window, looking at the road that kind of parallels the river as it snakes its way up the valley between the two looming peaks either side, occasionally backlit by some flashes of lightning. And yeah, the river and road run parallel. The valley is quite bare at this point,
Bear.
and lots of
Oh, no.
lots of grasses, just natural rocky grasses and boulders here and there.
So Borance is a lady?
Yes,
Female
Yes.
dwarf.
Female dwarf.
Yeah.
Dwarf.
she, her skin is kind of a reddish clay sort of color, and her hair is kind of a kind of a dull silver, like the metal silver.
Mm.
And looks over to you and says, welcome. You seem to not be able to put down your work.
No, well, even though I am on break, if I do see anything, I do feel vaguely obliged to mention it, and that's what I've sort of come here to do.
Very well. An admirable spirit.
It's all I can give to the peaks. Nothing, nothing special really. Just a goblin footprint in the tracks and a corpse that was unfortunately eaten by a bear. And I give the rough estimation of the footprints and where we saw the goblin. It was near the standing stones, sort of semi near the standing stones.
Ah, so you were up near the border. What were you doing?
were.
What were you doing there? This is just my idle curiosity.
We were looking for somebody who had rather unwisely went out exploring very late at night. He was meant to be making a specific kind of wood. What was it called? Pine? Well, no, not pine wood.
Rosewood.
Rosewood. That was it. He was meant to be selling rosewood, and he's a personal friend of ours, and so we went looking for him.
You need not say more. I thank you for reporting this. Make note, file it. She says to someone over there. Says, when you found the goblin, did he have any markings, any affiliations?
Nothing we could see.
Nothing we could see, no, but we did find that he was carrying a sack of loot and a holy symbol as well. That has been given to somebody who's going to redistribute
holy
it.
symbols. Multiple.
Multiple holy symbols.
Just reading chat quickly. Amateur asks if it's order of peaks or peace.
It's order of peace.
Okay.
The reason I say, for the peaks or whatever, that is because the religion is based around the two peaks, grandmother
Plus,
and
you
grandfather.
are you are a paladin on top of being
Paladin rather than just a fighter. Yeah.
So there is a divine aspect to your protection of the people.
Okay.
Right. So she says, so who did you give the package to?
We gave it to
Taurus.
Terrace.
Terrace. Yes.
He's,
I see.
Yes, the
Yes.
gentleman on the council, and he also owns
Oh,
an
so he
alehouse
has
as well.
so he has taken over the seat on the council then. Good.
Well,
Oh. Is this a fairly new development then, or?
Oh, it has been an ongoing issue, but it is good that he is taken over that seat in Smokeley. It is a good thing.
he told us that he'd take care of getting all the goblins' loot to the people it belongs to.
I'm sure that he will.
Right.
Now, is there anything else that I can help you with?
Nothing for me. I'm gonna sort of look aside to my two comrades.
So,
Well, look, aside from if it's absolutely urgent, then do feel free to call on me. But aside from that, if possible, I would
Yeah.
like to be able to enjoy the festival.
unfortunately.
I'll be really quick. Keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I just quickly mentioned, unfortunately we weren't able to get any information out of Goblin. When he saw us, he attacked us right there and there, and then it's unfortunately ended with his death.
It is not your fault. Very well.
All right.
Let us pray that the festivals will commence without issues. It
Yes.
would be nice to keep the streak going. What is it now? The 5 years, 7 years since we've had any sort of troubles during the summer solstice?
Yes, fingers crossed we can keep it going. But I remember an old friend of mine. He always said that there's two options when there's basically a decline in activity and things like this. Either it has stopped for good, or they're gearing up for something big, and we just have to hope, and we have to hope for the former whilst preparing for the latter.
Indeed. And you can believe us, we will be ready. as I am
will
certain
indeed.
you will be too, if anything occurs.
Of course.
Very well. I wish you a good day, as good as you can have in this weather.
Thank you very much. You as well.
Right,
Thank you. For the peaks.
for the peaks. So, you exit back into the stormy rain.
Oh god.
You're on the battlement of the wall. To your left, you can see the two peaks in the distance, in the far distance. So at this point, the peaks themselves are about maybe 10 miles away, the actual peaks. But it's just all uphill to there. Like, this is the foothills, all uphill to there. And between them, you can see the road and river winding their way up the valley. To your right is the snug-nestled town of Trolland. So, I'm assuming you want to come down from the wall. And
Yeah.
Let's have a stroll
Yeah.
about just throughout.
Right. So you come down from the wall. Now, is there anything that you would like to do?
I might have a look around Trollland as well, especially if I'm trying to look for if I'm trying to look for stuff for Bassin, like if there's any like research centers or libraries here, see what I can find.
Well, I mean, 1 second. I mean, the best place to look would probably be the lore teller's house.
Oh yes. So I'll probably, but when MHU gets back, I'll probably suggest that we go there.
Mm-hmm.
How much is it to hear a story?
You have no idea unless you've already been there.
I guess it depends on the story's
Okay.
length and depth. If
Right.
it's a 14 chapter novel.
Yeah. So, how have you been?
Yeah, I've been alright. Nothing much has happened. Although I have got some more D&D books recently, and I'm vaguely overwhelmed by the possibilities.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I'm so excited.
what's that called? Something paralysis.
Just choice paralysis, I
Just
think.
choice paralysis. I thought there
Or
was a
maybe
different word.
Analysis paralysis.
Maybe. But yeah, a bit like that. I definitely get that feeling without context. Just Boran's ME2 in chat. Right. So it's considering that we've got just over half an hour left.
Yeah.
I think we should continue, and hopefully Jamie will be back
Yes, I agree.
soon. So, you want to head to the the lore?
The
Keeper's
law
house.
tellers, yes.
Okay.
For the lore.
So, you make your way through narrow alleyways, trying to stay out of the main roads, because the narrow alleyways are far drier with the overhanging buildings.
Oh yeah.
You see some rats running around from cover to cover.
Rats.
I knew that would summon
Welcome
you.
back.
I was hoping you'd hear that.
And eventually, at the end of a particularly narrow and winding alleyway, you come to a building. It's a multiple story, but it's got ground floor, first floor, second floor, so 3 stories.
We're with the law tellers, by the way, MG.
Mm-hmm. And you can see a painted wooden sign above the door, like on the wall. It says Mughals Lore, and Mughal, Mugal, Mughal's Lore. And you can see the sign is painted in deep with deep blue dyes and yellow stars on it, and kind of that sort of feeling.
Elaborate.
Right. So, I'm assuming you would like to enter.
Yes.
Okay.
But what I'm going to, this is in character. What I plan to do, because I want to get as much information as I can to Bassin to help his research. I'm going to essentially just ask for the blanket topic of the ancient dwarves and see if that comes up with anything.
Well, we'll see.
Alright.
Obviously,
So,
academic resources are better, but this is all we've got at the moment.
yeah, we'll see.
That'll be interesting.
So as you enter, you open the door. There are chimes that go off. They sound quite haunting in their tone. And the curtains of the windows are mostly closed, which means that on this fairly dim day, it's even dimmer in here. It's a fairly large space, and there are these big pillows to sit on the floor, and you can see drapery hanging from the ceiling on different places and oil lamps burning. And you also smell it smells like incense, but a bit more kind of earthy, like an earthy incense in the air. And there doesn't seem to be anybody around currently. You see that in the back there is a door, and then there's a small door beside it that's only about maybe 2 feet tall.
Anybody home?
You hear a voice that says, "One moment, I am just making a cup of tea. Do you want a cup of tea as well?"
Yeah, go on then.
How much is it?
The tea comes with a story if you're buying a story.
We will be.
Alright.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you would like to do before whoever was speaking comes into the room?
Don't think.
I'll take that as a no.
Can we have just a look around the place if there's anything else of interest?
Yeah.
There are some walls. There's some shelves on the walls.
There are some walls.
Yeah.
I hope so.
There are some walls. No, yes, but there are shelves on the walls
4 walls and a roof.
that have like potted plants on them, like flowering plants, like black and purple and kind of mysterious looking in how they are placed and arranged.
Okay. Mushrooms too?
Mm-hmm.
No
Okay.
mushrooms.
Alright.
Right.
Oh yeah. Remember, you've got those mushrooms as well, haven't you?
I remember.
Do you need one now?
No.
After
And in the middle of a story,
Yeah.
because remember that they're not laxative, but they produce flatulence. And in the middle of a really intense story, we just hear.
So, after a couple minutes, from coming out of the little door, the about 2 foot tall door, is a gnome, a male gnome.
No.
Looks fairly old. He's bald, but got a impressive beard that goes almost down to his knees, and he's pulling a little cart that has basically a tray with wheels that has some cups and a tea kettle on it, and he's wearing these kind of deep blue silk robes as he enters, and he greets you and bows, says,
Looking like Merlin.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a hat though. He says, "Now, what sort of story would you like? Oh, are you buying stories to tell at the festivities in a few days? There's no shame in that."
Not the festival though. This is more. I suppose you could class this as research to a certain extent. Yeah, academic.
Please have a cup of tea. Then you'll have to pay.
Of course.
And
Tea.
he kind of winks. Yeah.
Very nice.
It's sweet, kind of root-based tea. It looks like tastes like kind of ground up roots that have been soaked and put with sugars and things that. Yeah, it's good, probably. I mean, I don't know if it tastes good to you, but
Yeah, I like sweet tea. So yeah. Well, we were thinking.
Please sit down and
What?
please sit down. Sit down.
Sit
You can
down.
you can put your cloaks over there to dry. Oh, as you look over the fireplace, there is no fire. Says, oh, how silly of me. And
Cast a
he
spell.
goes over back through the little door, comes back out with a little ring that has a gem set into it on his finger. Walks over to the fireplace and kind of flips his wrist, and this kind of bolt of flame kind of shoots out from the ring into the fireplace as it roars and is now on fire. Yes.
Fancy trick. I like it.
Ah, yes. Thank you. It's family heirloom. This. Gotta keep it safe. As he goes back and puts it away. So, you can put your wet cloaks and things over by the fire if you would like.
Yeah, do that.
Sure.
Okay. He comes back,
So,
sits down on one of the big pillows, which is like a bed-sized for him. Sits down, says, "Now, what can Mughal interest you in today?"
well, we were thinking stories about the ancient dwarves and perhaps their origin, perhaps of notable things that they might have done, myths surrounding them.
I think I can.
maybe-
I believe that I should be able to compose a story with these specific requests. It'll take me about an hour or two.
We weren't thinking,
We're thinking more factual.
or the very least stories that you yourself have heard.
I've heard many stories. I love stories. But you said you were looking for something more factual.
Like recountings of actual events.
Yes, recountings of stories rather than creating
You want
them.
stories with the seed of truth in them.
Yes.
If possible.
Right, that will be a little more tricky with that particular parameter.
Rather than a seed of truth, how about a whole tree?
Nice.
You drive a hard bargain. The ancient dwarves, let me see. And he kind of with his hand motion, it's like he's got his eyes closed, but it's like he's flipping through a book with his hands as he's got his eyes closed.
Oh yeah.
And it's, well, I am an honest storyteller, honest lore master. Therefore, I will not lie to you. I don't think I'll be able to tell you anything like that. But there are some hermits on the edge of the Nanny Downs and the West Wilds who might be able to help you, at least according to the stories. I'm not sure how much truth is in them, but I have heard tell of travelers, sheep herders from there, who speak of strange hooded figures, people who, he looks around, who do not pray to the peaks, but who pray to the old gods, the gods of war, the gods of many things. They are said to have much old knowledge and know of many old stories. It is probably your best bet to speak with them if they are indeed real and if you can find them. They do have a particular name does come up in connection with them quite often.
Right.
I don't suppose you have heard of the Tangle Keepers?
The what, sorry?
The Tangle Keepers.
No.
Out of character, would our characters have heard that?
I mean, I would
Hold
assume
on.
it's an intelligence check or
One
a wisdom
second.
check.
I need to quickly. Actually, can I deafen you?
Who?
Hold on, both of you, because I need to.
What?
1 second. I need to tell Kango something.
Oh, okay.
Can you both please deafen for a moment?
Oh yeah. Oh right, sure.
I'll type in chat when it's okay.
Can you just DM me? Can you just DM me?
Hold on. Okay, bye.
Okay, so Kango, do you remember about your backstory?
Yeah.
Do you remember that your father was a druid, also known as a member of the Tangle Keepers?
Oh, well, is Tangle Keepers, is that
That is
what
that
the druids
yes,
are called?
yes. And your
Okay.
and so your father, if you're still wanting to go with this, your father was
Oh, right.
in the kind of northern edge of the Nanny Downs, which is this large heathland on the southwestern.
He was
South
from there.
Island. Yeah, and that's where he still has
Okay.
his I believe, wasn't it shepherd? I believe, wasn't that what we had agreed on? That he's a shepherd.
It was crops, like farmer.
A farmer. Okay. Yeah,
but
that's
yeah.
fine. I mean, not much grows there, so you said farm originally, and then I think I modified it to shepherd because not much grows
I
there.
didn't see where it was.
I think it might have been in talking.
I don't remember that.
But are you okay with that?
Shepherd.
Is that good?
Okay.
Okay. Right, so then we can resume.
Alright.
Hello.
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 Okay.
Why is that red? The undeafened, please. On Discord.
What? Oh, maybe it's not gone through for you yet.
What? I wrote undeafened, please. My message, and that's red.
I have no idea. I just wrote definitely.
Oh. Yeah.
Mr. W.
Oh no.
He's considering.
Oh no. Oh no. How do we
At the end.
Okay. I might have gone AFK for a moment.
Okay.
Let's give him a minute. So how was your time?
Sorry, I didn't see the message.
Oh, you're back.
Okay.
Good. So,
Okay.
yeah, so he's just said about the Tangle
So
Keepers.
I say.
Hang on, wait. No, wait, only to wait, what? Only to Kango?
No. I've just reminded you what was last said in the scene. He hasn't said anything. I was just IRL reminding Kango of something.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay. So I say. So he said Tangle Keepers. I say. Actually. Yeah. Tangle Keepers. My dad was a Tangle Keeper.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Oh my.
It's in the northern edge of the Nanny Downs. He was a shepherd before he moved down here to Coppice Shire. Or well, somewhere else along the coast actually. We had some crops there and then we sold crops. It was a farmer then after that. But yeah, he used to be a shepherd up in the Nanny Downs.
So Tangle Keepers are shepherds.
Well, my father was.
Okay.
Do you know where we could find him?
Yeah, you know the region where your old house is.
So should be our old family home where I moved out of a couple of years ago. Should still be there?
Right. Well, I mean that's going to save us a lot of time than having to travel to the the Nanny Downs.
That is true.
You do out of character. Kango, you do
Is it?
realize. Yeah, it's in the Nanny Downs, kind of on the
Wait.
western. It's a little bit north of
So-
Craigleith.
I don't have a proper map of
Hold
the.
on.
I
I'll
can't
go
picture
to
it that well.
I'll go to roll 20. 1 second. So basically, so the island's shape is kind of like this sort of. You've got a peak there, got a peak there. You've got the southern road running along there. It looks very happy.
Oh.
Then you've got this going along here. You've got a road going along there.
Yeah.
And you're currently here. Now, Coppice Trail is around there, Smokeley's around there-ish.
yeah.
And then this whole area over here is the Nanny Downs. You've got the West Wilds up there. And so you've got Craggle Heath there at the end of the road. And then your family house is sort of there. So there-ish.
Okay, so it's in the Nanny Downs.
Yes.
All
Um,
right.
That's where the sheep graze in the heath, because the Nanny Downs is a large
Okay,
kind of
so
rocky, acidic heathland area that doesn't support many crops. So,
okay.
sorry about that confusion.
Yeah, thank you for that. It did help a lot. So, okay, so it's just. I like the way I pictured it was that my father, before he moved to the family house, was a shepherd, and then I didn't realize we changed that part. So I thought he became a farmer when
It was
moved
quite
into the family house.
quite a while ago, but living in the Nanny Downs, growing crops doesn't really work there because it's a heathland, which means the soil is quite acidic, which means most plants don't really grow there very well. It's quite rocky and windswept as well.
Okay.
So, sorry if that doesn't
That's
fit what you
alright,
had previously
it's fine.
imagined. If there are some details that you would like to change retroactively, then we can talk about that after the
Maybe
stream.
you had like a little, you had some soil from another
I mean, yeah, you can
place
you
in like
can
a little pot.
like you can definitely have some. Can definitely have some. Some sort of agriculture aspect to it. Like you can have little like patches of plants that have been growing, or maybe herbs or something,
Mm-hmm.
but just not a farmer,
Okay.
someone who has
Yeah.
that as the main
That's fine.
occupation.
I did have that there were fields where Lenros grew up.
Well, there are fields.
I just
Yeah,
I
It's
just
heathland.
yeah, I just pictured it like farmland.
Oh,
which
I'm
it's
sorry
fine.
about
It's- No worries.
I mean, it's.
alright.
I would say normally I would say, oh no, or however you imagined it, but in this
Yeah,
case, it
it-
does actually tie
I-
into the lore and the world building. So
Yeah, that's alright.
I'm sorry about that.
No worries. So yeah, I had in character. I didn't say anything about the farms. That's fine. Sure. So
So, out of character,
Yeah.
is Mughal, is he saying that the shepherds are called tangle keepers or the hooded folk are called tangle keepers?
He said so what he's heard from stories that people tell, the hooded folk who are sometimes spotted skulking around the Nanny Downs or the West Wilds, a name that's brought into association with them is the Tangle Keepers. So, yeah. What exactly they're doing there and who they are when they're not hooded,
Okay, so
Mughal
the
doesn't
tangle
know.
keepers are the hooded creatures. Well, hooded people. But that's what
Yeah.
they're called, the hooded creatures. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Then Ross, your dad might be in an occult.
Huh. No idea.
Just
Not
whistles.
in a family business, it's all fine.
Okay.
So Mughal then says, well, that is fantastic. Oh, do you have any stories? I'd be happy to buy some stories of you. I'd be more than happy to buy some if you are. Oh, have you been told any secrets? Have you been told any? Well, nothing too serious, but just have you been told things that you could pass on to me?
Oh, he's the local
I
gossip.
would pay you a lot for some genuine information about the Tangle Keepers.
Well,
Yes. Yeah, well, my dad was one. How about that?
Was?
what?
Actually, that's the point. What's like, to your knowledge, is your father still a Tangle Keeper, or did he
Well,
did he stop that life when he met his wife and eventually
mother.
made you?
well.
So as
I'll-
far as
I'll
you
clarify,
can do you intend to be honest with any of this information to the players?
Sure.
Okay. So as far as you can remember, most of the time he spent as a father, being there for you and for the family, and tending the sheep and what crops would grow in the Nanny Downs. However, there have always been secrets. There have always been times when he would leave the house and in cloaks and do things in the Nanny Downs. He said sometimes it was gathering herbs or searching for lost sheep or attending a myriad of other things, but he wouldn't talk much about that sort of thing. And yeah, so you don't really know much about that.
Okay. Thank you. I'll say that. I'll say.
Yeah.
Well,
Dad was very secretive.
in the later years, my father is a Tangle Keeper, but he was quite secretive about it all. He didn't really keep me in the loop of all the things he did. Sometimes he would just go out without any explanation as to what exactly he's doing. He said he's gathering herbs or tending to the sheep, but I don't know what
your papa still
exactly he
alive?
says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way,
I certainly hope
by
so.
the way, I haven't spoken with any of you about other family members. So, I mean, what's the situation there, Kango? Like, your character's mother also still alive and well?
Yeah, that's how I pictured it.
Do you have any other family members living there? Any siblings or
out of character,
sisters or cousins, aunts?
A dog?
I probably should have included that in my backstory. I've only
You don't
included
have to.
my father.
You don't have to.
The way I pictured it was that Lenrost was the only child.
Yep, that's
of
good.
Father and mother, both still alive, but
Good.
Lenrost just moved away at some point.
Yep, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. I mean, I can.
No, you don't.
Sessions,
You don't
perhaps.
You don't have to complicate it more. That's perfectly fine. I was
Okay.
just asking because that's not something we had discussed before.
All right. Sure. So I say. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of information myself. At one point, my father said that some herbs was cliff lichen at the sheer edges of cliffs, which he said he was getting a bit old to actually get for himself. So he asked me to get it because I always liked climbing cliffs. I loved it ever since I was a little boy, and so at one point oh, he told me about this cliff, like, and I set out, tried to get it. This was when I was, hold on, I can't remember now. It was I was 16 years old, so it's 11 years ago now. That's when I went. That's when I went to get that cliff like, and actually, I got it. It was on one other side of the island. I got it, but on the way back, I got robbed. There was some.
No.
I was on the shore. I was walking back on the shore to our old house, and the cliff like, and there was only a bit of it left. Not enough that which I needed. But then years later, I tried it again, and I tried staying on the top edge of the cliff where it was wooded, where it wasn't that exposed against the beach, against the moonlit beach. So no robbers saw me that time, and I returned the lichen to my father. But that's about everything I know.
Why would someone, in character, why would someone rob you of vegetation?
Well,
Mughal just, without thinking, blurts out, well, it's obviously a magic ingredient. Ooh.
well,
It might be a magic ingredient. I obviously don't know, but
Mughal
sounds like it might be. If this were a story that I was telling,
Mughal's
I'd make it a
right.
magic ingredient.
Mughal is right, and it's actually a true story. I just
True
sort of,
story, shut up, mate.
Out of character, when Mughal said that, I sort of glare at him. When he said, if I was making the story, but yeah, I say, yeah, actually, my father said that it had special properties, this cliff lichen, and they really needed it to. I think he said he wanted to sell it as part of a potion. But yeah, it is, as far as I know, at least when combined with other things, it was magical. Apparently they banned it, either assumed it was or just took anything it could find. I didn't see, it was just a dark shape. But yeah.
Okay.
Well then, the Nanny Downs don't exactly sound like the safest place in the world.
So, how much are you going to give him for that story?
Oh, am I allowed to write it down? I didn't. I've not written it down. Hold on. And he puts his cup down, and he runs off to get some.
Out of character. I've written it down for free.
Runs away to get a quill and some paper.
So
Pirating here.
He comes back after half a minute or so, and he asks you to repeat it for him to write it down. Are you okay with that?
Don't do it in character. Don't do it.
No,
in
not
character.
in character. But are you okay with it?
yeah, out of character. I don't know. Like my character doesn't know a lot. And
He said, I think he wants to know.
It's only the thing that
He wants to know what you've just said. He's
timekeeper.
wanting to give you money.
I mean, yeah.
Sure. Like, I'm not sure if I'd give him my actual name for the story. I don't know. It's sure. It's fine. It's fine. Should I say? I'll just repeat the
Lenrost
story.
Senior.
So you
Sure.
permit him to write it down.
Okay.
Do you give him your name or not?
Brummy June.
Because out of character, because that random bandit didn't actually know my name, just robbed me. I'll give him my name.
Oh my god.
I know.
Online safety, Lenrost. What are you doing?
Maybe just L Kitwash. I don't know.
Not the last name.
Okay, that's much better.
Lenrost K.
There we go.
Sure.
Okay,
By Lenrost K.
so he writes it down diligently, and then he, let's see, he pays you 6 gold pieces. Which means
Jinx on you then, lad.
which means that all of you also gain 2 points of XP.
Woo!
6 skill pieces.
Yep, 2 whole points of XP for all of you.
And 2
Does my
XP.
Does my 5% bonus come into this or no? It being it's only 2.
Mine was 10%, so mine would just be 2.2. So it's
Yeah.
rounding down.
It's rounding down, yeah.
Yeah, rounding down to yeah.
It's 2.
Ooh.
Okay, so
I'm glad I'm on 103.
he writes it down,
I don't know what the next thing is.
and he offers
To the book.
he also offers you a meal as thanks if you haven't eaten yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think us. I think just him.
No, all of you.
Was it all of us?
3 of you,
Oh,
yeah.
he said,
Oh,
for me.
cool.
Never mind.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
it's really kind of you.
So, yeah. It takes a little while for him to prepare. You smell all sorts of sweet and spicy odors coming from the back room of the house. And eventually he wheels out on his little tray with wheels. He wheels out
Oh,
what looks like almost like muffins, only there are little bits of what look like fried roots and mushrooms sticking out of it. And there is a sizable bowl of some sort of soup in the middle, and little bowls for each of you as well. And you proceed to have a pleasant meal. And yeah, once it is done, unless any of you want to say something more, he
So,
Yep.
Right before we head out,
he thanks you.
I say, thank you again. How much do we owe you for the tea?
Nothing. You've given me valuable information for my stories. I can use what you have given me in many ways. Thank you. All of them honest, I assure you, of course.
All right, I appreciate that.
And if you need some more stories, or if you have some more stories, come find me, please. Please.
We'll keep it in
A
mind.
bear that eats a goblin.
perhaps. Was that genuine?
Worth at least 1 silver, I'd say.
So could you repeat what you said?
Joking.
Okay. So,
Okay.
In the future.
We'll keep it in mind. Thank you.
right. Thank you.
Delicious meal.
Thank you. Right. So, where would you like to go now? It is
Well,
now.
it's 3 minutes to the end.
Yeah, it's now early afternoon. I suppose let's make a plan for
Yes.
what you want to do
I
next.
I think we could make our way to the Nanny Downs.
Ooh.
Yes, but we're going to miss the festival. We don't need to do it right now.
How many days?
Well,
how many
it's-
days travel
it's-
is the Nanny Downs?
So, Craggle Heath, which is about half an hour's walk from Kango's character's dad's house. Let's see, that would be about.
We never got his name.
No, we
I'm
don't know.
Out of
We've never
character,
seen
I
it.
didn't
Did
actually.
you not come up with a
I
name?
didn't
So-
come up with names for any of my family
It's-
members.
It's about.
Yet.
So it's a. Let's see, that would be 120. Yeah, it would be about 3-hour walk there. If I've done that correctly.
We'll be here. We'll be here.
Let's celebrate the festival first.
But further.
But there's 2 days until the festival starts. We've
Yeah.
got time.
Yes, but we're going to miss it.
I'm perfectly happy. I am perfectly happy if you want to just stay in town and just have a little bit of downtime. I'm perfectly happy with that. There's no
Yeah, I don't,
rush
I
at
don't
the
mind
moment.
that either. But I'm
Although
just thinking to
you-
keep it in. I'm just thinking to keep it interesting for the viewers.
No, we don't have to role play that stuff. We can skip forward until the thing happens that you're waiting for. In this case, the summer solstice.
Yeah.
And then we can
Cool.
have that, and then we can continue from there, unless the world ends.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. So, is that the
Only
plan?
our box of holding wasn't stolen.
Yeah. So you wanna stay in Trollend, or do you wanna go back to Coppice Trail? That's about 3 miles away.
Stay in Trolling because I think that's the main bit of where the
Sure.
one of the big cities where the festival is sort of mainly
Yep.
Yeah,
taking
'cause we
place.
need to make sure that what's his name gets there safely.
Bassin.
That's
Mhm.
you
Right.
want to make sure that the sink gets here safe.
Yeah. So that's the plan then.
Sounds good.
So I suppose we'll end it there, and then next time, which will be in
A while.
a while. It'll be in 3 weeks. We'll continue from there.
Yeah.
So, thank you all for playing
Is that
and
good?
for watching.
On the map.
You can make the map however you like.
Okay.
It is not my place to correct it.
We're landscaping.
It kind of is. You're the DM.
No.
Yeah,
It's
we're
your map.
landscaping the very terrain.
Mhm.
One second, I need to quickly
It's
test something. Okay, that is very interesting. I've just put the... Okay, there's some...
Says, thanks
Yeah.
for the lovely stream.
Aw.
There's something about this scene in OBS that's really having trouble. Like, it's dropping a lot of
Oh, dear.
frames. It's
We're better.
there's something about the scene.
Is it the resolution of the screen capture?
Runespath says good night.
Good
I
night,
don't think
Runespath.
I don't think this the window capture. I don't think it has a particular resolution.
Well, you can have a look on off
Anyway,
screen,
yeah.
maybe.
So good night, everybody.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Good
That was a
night.
lot of fun. Bye.
Bye.